Things got a bit awkward with Bonnie and her friend when some random on the street tried bringing up her past life, saying they stream on the Orange site.
Guys, anyway. Yo. Huh? What? Oh, it's Bonnie. Yeah.
Too.
Actually? What do you stream?
On the Orange site.
On the Orange site. Alright, well, we're going over here. Okay, we're not going down.
OTK's downfall is back in the spotlight after TECT shared his thoughts on what he believes ultimately led to the organization's decline. Speaking during a recent stream, TECT said he was surprised by how quickly OTK unraveled, despite having what he described as a talented staff behind the scenes. Rather than blaming management as a whole, he argued that the biggest issue came from the talent itself.
I think it is shocking how downhill OTK went so fast with Tips running it and the amazing staff they had behind it. Like, dude, Jacob, the man. Finn, the man. Jay, the man. Tips, the man. I genuinely believe it falls solely on the talent. And I do believe, and I'm just gonna be honest, I believe Mizkif was the downfall of OTK, and that's because he made everybody miserable. He did. He made everybody miserable. All of the staff saying, God, it would be really nice if Mizkif could treat us like we were human. You know, he sure view-botted the events and had all the content on his channel. Wow. But he treated everybody like shit. And when the org isn't happy, it's gonna fail, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a miserable human being. And I do hope he seeks help, truly.
Some viewers argued that blaming Mizkif oversimplifies what happened, pointing out that OTK grew significantly under his leadership and helped launch or elevate creators like Emiru and Extra Emily. They felt Mizkif played a major role in building the organization before its later struggles. Others pointed to the leaked Discord messages from them saying they lend credibility to the idea that OTK was already struggling internally by late 2024. Those users argued the conversation suggests serious problems were happening behind the scenes long before the public fully realized it. Overall, the discussion highlighted two very different perspectives. One side believes Mizkif's leadership and treatment of people contributed heavily to OTK's decline, while the other argues the organization's collapse was far more complicated than the actions of any single creator. ASMON Gold giving the approval after reacting to Marvel Rivals' release of the new Captain America swimsuit skin.
Should start grinding Marvel Rivals ranked. Marvel Rivals released the new Captain America swimsuit skin, and fans are losing their minds over it. It shows off his bulky arms, chest, and... That's right. That's right. No way, that's real? Yeah. Agmar, thanks for 5 subs. This is good, man. I like this. And finally, we have some real content, guys. It jiggles? I'm sure it does.
A conversation involving Morgpie and one of her friends is getting attention after they discuss the reality of female streamers dealing with stalkers, using Emiru as an example. During the discussion, Morgpie pointed out that despite Emiru being viewed by many as one of Twitch's more reserved creators, she still has to travel with security because of stalkers and past incidents, including what happened at TwitchCon.
Oh my gosh.
They need security.
Oh yeah, they do. And it kind of just, I don't know if we should talk about this. The TwitchCon incident.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, shit like that's always happening to Emmy.
No, but that's, you know what's crazy about that? Because you know how everybody, you know, says like, oh, you know, if something happens to you, look what you do for a living, look at what you wear. And Imaru's like the cleanest lady.
Yeah, she's just a female streamer.
Yeah, she's so clean, no cleavage, no OF, no nothing. And yet, look what happens.
And she gets targeted.
I literally always say it does not matter. It literally does not matter. People just use that as an excuse.
People are just crazy. It doesn't matter really like who you are or what you do. Like, you can be a target no matter what. There are plenty of non-content creators who get stalked. Like, people just be getting stalked. It doesn't really...
Some users push back against the claim that Emiru doesn't show much cleavage, arguing that many of her cosplay outfits and stream outfits are still fairly revealing. They felt that distinction wasn't accurate and distracted from the broader point about stalking. Others criticized Morgpie for bringing herself into the discussion at all, saying Emiru has dealt with enough unwanted attention already and that comparing different types of female creators only creates unnecessary arguments. Meanwhile, some commenters referenced Morgpie's own adult content, saying it made the comparison feel inconsistent, while others argued a creator's clothing or profession shouldn't determine whether they're treated safely in public. The legal battle between Ethan Klein's company, TED Entertainment Inc., and Twitch streamer Frogan has taken another major step forward. According to newly filed court documents, a hearing on TED Entertainment's request for a default judgment has been scheduled for August 10th. The filing states that because Frogan allegedly failed to respond after being served and given multiple opportunities to do so, TED Entertainment is asking the court to enter a default judgment in its favor. If the request is granted, the company is seeking either the maximum statutory copyright damages of $150,000 or approximately $39,200 in alleged lost profits, an amount that reportedly matches the funds raised through Frogan's legal defense GoFundMe. On top of that, the filing also requests roughly $30,400 in attorney's fees, along with additional court costs. The documents further claim that settlement discussions took place for several months before the lawsuit moved forward, but ultimately no response was filed, leading TED Entertainment to pursue a default judgment. As of now, the court has not issued a final ruling. The August 10th hearing is where the judge will decide whether to grant the requested default judgment, and if so, what damages, if any, should be awarded. The update quickly sparked discussion online, with many focusing on the potential financial consequences if the court grants the request. Some commenters argued that seeking only the amount allegedly tied to Frogan's GoFundMe, rather than automatically pursuing the full $150,000 in statutory damages, seemed relatively restrained. Others questioned how much discretion the judge has in determining the final damages, and noted that the hearing, not the filing itself, will ultimately decide the outcome. Others were far more critical of Frogan, pointing to previous public statements about her financial situation and expressing concern about the additional legal costs she could face if the default judgment is entered. Some users also speculated about whether fundraising intended for legal expenses could become a larger point of scrutiny, though those claims remain opinions from commenters rather than court findings. Julie Atkins shares some advice on how to find a man.
But yeah, Emily, find a man that you like and threaten them, because I truly believe that every man needs to feel a sense of fear. I think men, like if we talk about biology, right? Women are the gatherers and, men are the hunters, okay? And I think it's something primal. Something happens inside of a man that is so primal when you threaten him. And I think from a biological standpoint, subconsciously, it reminds them of what they were meant to be. It's called disgust. No, it's not. They like it. And by they, I mean most of you guys. I believe men like fear subconsciously. I don't think it works. It works for me.
Agent and his chat kept making claims that Emily was doing drugs in the bathroom because she was taking too long. She was about to prove them right when she pulled a packet out of her purse, but it turned out to be something else.
Of course, I was literally just waiting in line. There was one person in front of me.
The line. Can't show that on straight.
Gulp! What's this?
We knew it.
Where'd that come from?
She thought it, so she did it.
No, I did not do any cocaine. That'd be crazy.
Self-report.
Hell no. Okay, you know what I think we should do next, Agent?
What's that?
I think it's time for me to show you around my country, Chinatown!
Rest in peace!